Hi, it's Junius. It's been a while since I've talked. I made a couple of videos last week, but I haven't posted any of them. I'm still sick. I'm having some travel plans. I'm planning on doing some travel in the upcoming months, maybe by the end of the summer and the fall. I've still got to get my fucking passport and... Oh, and look, I put up some more posters of my boyfriend's stuff. I had these posters for a while and I needed to put them up. I did a whole thorough clean of my apartment. I took out all my garbage. I took out all of the boxes that I had gotten from Amazon, because I buy a lot of things on Amazon. I made my bed, put my sheets on my bed, folded and washed my laundry, and put up all the posters that I needed to put up from Nick's artwork. And I did that the other day when I was sick, and it was hard because I'm really out of shape, so I was like panting and sweating. Not because I'm sick, but because I'm so fucking out of shape. But I just wanted to make a little video, just updating you on my life. Like I said, I have bronchitis. Hopefully it doesn't turn into pneumonia. My boyfriend has had pneumonia like a dozen times. But anyway, so I am planning on going abroad in a couple of months. First, after I get all my documents, I'm planning on going to Berkeley, California, for 2 weeks. And I'm going to stay with my friend Lenny, who offered me his little cottage. Nobody lives there, so he was like, you can just come stay there. So I'm going to stay there for 2 weeks. And then, this is the necklace that I got from Madrid. It's like a little Game of Thrones necklace. It's a little compass. It was really expensive. It was like $100. I got it outside the Prado Museum. So going to Berkeley, maybe sometime in July or August once I get everything. It's gonna take me a couple of weeks to get my passport and my social security card. Sorry. And I had to send them my birth certificate and my ID. Thankfully, I have an extra ID, so it's okay. And then once I get my passport and my social security card, I'll be able to get my real ID. And I can just make a day of appointment and just get that in the mail in a couple weeks. So it should be by July that I have everything together, maybe June, hopefully. Hopefully by July. But, so Berkeley for 2 weeks, and then go up to Ashland, Oregon to the Shakespeare Festival. I would love to see my old physical theater mime teacher, James Donlin. He and I don't talk that much, but I really do love him. I finally paid him back for the tuition that I owed him, and I paid Lenny back. I have a bunch of friends in the Bay Area that I haven't seen in 3 years. I try to go there as often as I can because all my friends are out there, or the majority of my friends are out there. I have maybe 10 friends out in the Bay Area. Most of them are clowns. I talked to one of my old friends, Edna, for the first time in forever last night. One of my friends who's a clown is deaf now. I have my friend James, my friend Scott, Lenny, Asali, Scott Regal. I have a bunch of friends out there, so I try to go there as often as I can, but I just haven't made it out there in the last 3 years. And then go up to Ashland to the Shakespeare Festival. I have a friend who's in the Shakespeare Festival. He's in Much Ado or something like that, and I want to go see him. In that they're also doing an all-female version of Julius Caesar, and they're doing Into the Woods, and I want to see those shows. I love Into the Woods. And I'm sure it'll be very high quality. I went to the Shakespeare Festival maybe 8 years ago with my friends Jen and Sophia, the girls that I started my theater company with. I will make a video about that. I'll make a video about how I started my theater company to give anybody that's interested in that some advice. And maybe I'll make a video on devised theater and physical theater because I studied that and did that a lot in the Bay Area. maybe I'll make a video about miming and how to mime, because I do know a little bit of that. But I just bought my friend James Donlan's book on mime. Here it is. It's called Musings on Mime by James Donlan. It's got a bunch of pictures. I haven't read it yet. I haven't looked at it yet, but anyway. And then go up to Dallas, Oregon to see my last boyfriend, Jim. And then go up to Portland and spend a few days there, and then fly, maybe if I can get my sister talking to me again. I'd love to go to Bali and visit her and her husband, Thoth, and see their puppy, Mimi. She's like this big, and she's like a little Q-tip. She's like a little fluff ball with a little curly tail. She's a little mini pom, Mimi. She's so cute. She's a little woof, 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 yip, yip, yip. She's so adorable. She looks very soft and sweet, and she's very silly and funny and stupid and lovely. Very playful. She's about a year old now. She's a little over a year old, but I haven't talked to my sister in about 4 months. So I think she's mad at me, so I'd love to talk to her again and get her on the phone and make a plan to go see her. And then if I do go to Bali, I'd love to go to Sydney, Australia. I've never been that far away from home before. I've never been to Bali. I've never been to the Far East before. I've never been to Australia. I've always wanted to go to Australia. I've always wanted to go to New Zealand, and Australia. I don't really know how to do Australian or New Zealand accent, but and then in October, I went to London and Madrid in October last year. I'd like to stay for 2 weeks in London. Even if I could stay there longer, that would be great. It'd be really cool if I could spend an entire month in London, or like spend an entire month like going to Dublin and Wales and Edinburgh and Cork, and where my family is. I have family up in Cork, but I don't know who they are or where they are or what their names are. I'm sure they'd love to see me if I could figure out who they are and where they are. But my great-great-grandfather was Irish. His name was Daniel Harkin. Daniel Harkin. My last name, Harkin, is a very Irish name. Very Irish girl. And I do have Scottish royal blood and English royal blood. I'm actually related to the half-sibling of William the Conqueror. His name was Robert de Mortain, and our family name is Morton. We changed from Mortain to Morton. And we all have great big Morton butts. They run in our family. But so I'd love to go. An Airbnb in London for 2 weeks is about $700. That's about the best price that I can find, which is about what I pay here. I pay about $1,500 for my apartment, so maybe if I could possibly find somebody to rent out my apartment for those couple of weeks while I'm gone, that would be great. But I don't know if I want to give my keys to some stranger. So it might just be easier to just keep it empty and just take the hit. And then, stay in an Airbnb maybe 30 minutes outside of London for 2 weeks and pay $700 for it. If I stayed in a hotel in London for that long, it would probably cost me $3,000 to $5,000. Probably $5,000. The cheapest hotel in London is like $1,000 for a week, so it'd be like $4,000. So I'd be paying half that for if I stayed in an Airbnb for a month. I'd really like to, and just go, like get a Airbnb in London and then go all around the UK. Go to Oxford. Go to where the Beatles are from, Liverpool. Go up to Wales. Go up to Scotland. Go up to Ireland, and Scotland. I'd really love to do that, but that's going to take a lot of planning, and I've got to make sure that I have all my passports and stuff and all my documents before I book any tickets, and then go to Madrid for a couple of days. I'm probably not going to stay as long as I did last time. Last time I stayed for a week. And my friend Scott and I have been friends for, it's going to be 2 years in August. We met on Reddit in August of 2023, and we've been friends ever since. We've gone through stuff, and we've gotten through it, thank God. But I met him at the end of last year. I met him and his lovely wife Assumpta last year for the first time, after about a year of knowing him. And I just kind of made the choice to go to Madrid and go to London, and I got some extra money from my family, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go to London and Madrid. And I didn't really plan it. I didn't really have any plans. I just had my passport and I was just ready to go. I didn't really research anything. I just kind of went. And I'd been to London 20 years before. I'd been to London when I was 16. Yeah, I went to London when I was 16. And then I was 36 when I went this last time. But I'd love to make a yearly pilgrimage to London because I love London. I would love to live there. It's impossible for Americans to live there unless you're married to an English person or you have an English job. I have a cousin who lives in London. She's a tax expert. She's an American tax expert in London. And she purposefully went to school to study something like that so that she could live in London. You know, if I was a famous actor, I could live anywhere I wanted to, but that's never going to happen. So it's probably never going to happen, but it's my dream. You know, my boyfriend has dual citizenship. He has Greek citizenship. And he was like, if it was just you and me and I didn't have any kids, we would live in London tomorrow. And I was like, oh my God, that would be amazing. But he or I couldn't really afford to live there. It's way too, we'd have to live like an hour or an hour and a half away from London, and that would be really inconvenient. But staying a half an hour outside of London is really not that bad. That's pretty much how far I live from Nashville. I live about 20 minutes outside of Nashville, so it's really not that bad. And if I stayed somewhere close to the tube station, that really wouldn't be that bad. And it's also difficult for me to walk. Since I've gained weight, I have a hard time walking and standing for long periods of time, so traveling can be really difficult for me because it's just really difficult for me to walk and stand in lines. It causes my feet and my lower back to feel like they're being dipped in acid. I think it's because of all the weight that I've gained, and I don't really know how to fix that, but one of my friends said that he would make a workout plan for me and a meal plan for me. He would help me with that, so hopefully that'll help me. But I need to go back to yoga. But anyway, I'm just trying to stay productive. I did my taxes. I got my health insurance. I'm gonna have it for next year, thank God. I did plan on moving to Kentucky to be with my boyfriend, but he didn't have a place for me, so I decided to sign my lease for another year, so I'll be here for at least another year. Maybe eventually I'll move in with him. I hope so. I hope to meet him soon. He's very busy, and he has kids and he's famous, so he's just ridiculously busy. But anyway, things are fine. I just need to get over this freaking bronchitis. And now that my apartment is nice and clean, I feel a lot better, and all my posters are put up. I have a bunch of posters in my living room as well. In my I still have all of this space here, but I have all of this space in my bedroom that is all of Nick's posters. See? He signed some of them. He signed this one. Is that sweet? And he signed this one with his own pen. He signed some of them for me. But yeah, so I've just gotta, now that my apartment is clean, I feel much better. I also got this, this is weird, but I got this like booty mask. It's supposed to like firm your butt and your thighs and to firm the cellulite on your butt. And it really stings. I put it, last night I put it on with my hand and I was like rubbing it in my hands and it really stung my hands and it stung my butt. But it's supposed to make your booty a lot smoother. I do have a lot of dimples on my booty, but So it's called Be Tight, I think, and it's a free trial, and then like if I like it, I can keep it, and if I don't like it, I can return it. And I also have all these books that I have yet to read. There's some more books over there, some books down here and over here. I have a bunch of books that I need to read. I've been reading The Giver. I don't know if you can see that. And I got this little stand for me for my videos. But anyway, that's everything that's going on. I hope everybody's doing well, and I love you.